Hello and welcome back to Marine for TCG. My name is Joe. Drink of the day is a cold can of Red Bull, and RG Luffy is one of the best decks in OP15. This list is actually the exact list that took down the Red Bull Double Don tournament a little bit ago in America at the hands of KZ. So full credit for this list goes to KZ. But Red Green Luffy has gained some really nice new tools from this set. But first, if you're looking for the coolest TCG accessories on the market, you've got to check out Sleeve Chief. They've got sleeves, they've got binders, they've got deck boxes. Your favourite characters or original designs, Sleeve Chief has it all. And if you do purchase anything, you can use code MARINE for 5% off. Thank you to Sleeve Chief for sponsoring this video. So we'll go through the new cards real quick first, and then we'll sort of talk a little bit about his matchups and where his place in the meta seems to be. So one of the most important cards that this deck has gained is the new 7-cost Zoro. I was a little bit dubious as to whether you could get enough Dons to stay active when I first saw this card. But yeah, you can. Between Sanji and the Usopp restanding Dons in your at the end of your turn, after you play this Zoro, you can just be insanely defensive. And having sort of, say, 2 to 4 free 2Ks on top of being a 7K leader is great. And so long as you don't troll and swing with your Usopp, they've got nothing smaller to swing into, because all our dudes are 7K base power. These are our main attackers, right? So this Zoro is great, and the activate main giving character rush is also pretty relevant. Enel loves to play out those big Enels pretty early, so you can then gain character rush and maybe even just take out a priest. It's not too bad. Maybe you can take out Holly, maybe a 4-cost Reiju, a Senor Pink, something like that. So you just get a little bit of extra value straight away. This also works into, of course, later game. If you play this on like your 10-Don turn, it's probably going to have character rush, and maybe you can deal with a blocker that's been attacked with. Maybe you can deal with like a Thriller Bark guy in Nami. And into Ace as well, you can attack into like a Jozu for 9-on-7, which is not too bad. This card is excellent. This is a mandatory 4 in the deck, and it's actually quite pricey at the minute, so that's a bit of a bummer for budget players. The other new attacker this deck has gained is Brook. He's like kind of an attacker. The more I've been playing with this deck, the more I've been enjoying this card. Into decks that run 10-cost Whitebeard, this is the only way to rest that card. We're not currently running DMG, although I do think there's potentially room to run DMG. And Nami can only hit up to an 8, which I forgot in the Ace game, so apologies. If you hear me talking about Namiing the Whitebeard, it doesn't work. I'm an idiot. You have to Brook the Whitebeard. So I do think this Brook is important, and the 2-of feels good. It's searchable for your searchers, and you can also just play this as a guy, right? If you can get this on the board and stick in, it's bigger than your leader, so it's not trivial to take out. And then being able to combo this already on the board with a restand is just so insane, right? You could just like put 6-7 Don on your Luffy and swing double attack twice massive. It's really, really good. It also combines nicely with Sanji, the 2K, to get you double unblockable. Other new cards we've gained Laboon. It's a protection effect. It's better than all the other protection effects. It's a 2K. Shame it's not searchable, but it's so much easier to play than like Tashigi or 3-cost Robin, on top of being a 2K. This is just the best protection effect for the deck, 100%. Doesn't protect your Zoro, protects everything else though, and can even protect itself more than once per turn. What a treat. Final new card is Bonnie. I forgot to put this in the deck. I'm not going to lie. When I was playing the games, I changed the list. I had this Vivi before. I was playing with this Vivi. Bonnie is strictly better. It can find your 1-cost Straw Hat Crew cards, which include Nami and I Know You're Strong. Not a huge upgrade, but an upgrade nonetheless, and I would definitely recommend playing Bonnie instead of the Vivi that you're going to see in the games. Now, in terms of Luffy's place in the meta, this is the publicly available TCG matchmaking ranked data. They have him at number 8 in their ranked table, and these are the win rates that you can see into the other top meta leaders. I think one of the nice things is that this deck has very even to slightly favoured matchups into Enel, Nami, and Lucy. All those matchups are very, very close and very, very winnable. And those seem to be at least 3 of the best and best performing, like most popular and best performing decks this format. Being able to Electrical Luna is just really good. And this is a really defensive deck, but that actually piles on a decent amount of pressure For example, into Nami, swinging 7k is the magic number, and our Sanji and our Luffy are both 7k. Zoro is even bigger. And having the Brook to do potentially a double attack, and the Sanji and the Brook to rest and bypass their blockers late game is really good. Nami plus Electrical Luna is also just incredible into them. Rest 2 things, say you rest a Robin and a Borsalino, for argument's sake. And then you just freeze everything. The only things in the deck that doesn't freeze are Gecko Moria and Big Whitebeard, of course. But this Electrical Luna is one of the main reasons why this deck is so good. And this deck is one of the best users of this card. Being able to search it off of Garp, whilst it's only 4 searchers, it's still better access than most other green decks have to this card. And Electrical Luna is really the all-star into most of these 3 matchups. Being able to stun all of Enel's stuff is just so disgusting. I had a turn, so I played this at locals this week as well. I did win, beat a Boa, and a Purple Enel, and a Caldara. And with the Purple Enel, I had a disgusting Tendon turn, where I played Luffy, restood 4, played Nami, rested 2 of his guys, and then Luna'd his ass. But the last remaining Don on my leader had 5 active from Nami's effect, and he had 5 frozen characters. Which, man, that's gross. It's absolutely gross. And you establish a meaningful character on top of doing all that, which is crazy. Luna is really one of the reasons that this deck is good. And into Lucy, it's much the same. You can Luna and stun all of the Sabos. So you can set up for turns, especially if you can chain Lunas. That's when this card's disgusting, man. If you drop like 2, even 3 of these in a row, man, it's so dirty. So dirty. Where this deck struggles a bit more is into some of the decks that rely on going bigger. Ace is a really difficult matchup because we don't have a good way to deal with multiple Whitebeards. And if you do whiff Laboon, Jozu kind of just eats your ass. He bounces whatever you played on 5, usually like a Sanji. And yeah, it's tough. It's tough to deal with, the Jozu in particular. And there's not a lot of removal in the format. But what removal there is harder to deal with because we're playing a bit of a greedier list because there's not so much removal. I do think a couple copies of DMG could help in that matchup, as well as a 4th copy of Unblockable Sanji. Could be reasonable. But either way, Ace is definitely one of your most difficult matchups. As well as Mihawk and Black Crocodile. They're both like stun decks. We don't actually play that many useful characters. So if they're able to weaken your stuff with the 7-cost Shanks, or just stun everything, sometimes it's just too much to overcome. And their boss monsters are really big. Like 8-10 Croc is large, and the 9-cost Mihawk, which is much more popular now, is really rough into this deck. It stuns something every single turn. And then they can go to 7k with their Beppo. So even if you're at 7k from your Zoro, you lose the value that way, right? Big boss monsters, like really big ones that we can't stun with Luna, that can be where this deck struggles a little more. Either way, I think Red Green Luffy has an excellent place in this meta. I don't think he's top tier, but he's certainly very, very good, and not far off it if not. We're going to Nami, we're going first. I like the Sanji. The Nami's alright. We don't have a Electrical Luna to combo with it. I do really like the Sanji on 5. It's a very clean play. Rest of his hand's not great though. No Lunas, no 6-cost Luffy, only 1 Searcher. Gonna do a risky mulligan. The hand is definitely better. We even have Laboon, which I think he can pop this on 2, so I'm not going to play it just yet, but I think we do want to play this soon. We'll just pass. Yeah, we got Sanji into Luffy, that's great. Laboon is here. If he shows us what sort of build he is, if he's Thriller Bark, I'm probably not playing this. But if he's not Thriller Bark, then I am. See, what do we see off the go? Because this is in sort of both. Okay, it's Thriller Bark. I don't think I'm playing the Laboon then. Am I playing the Nami? I kind of want to play the... We can play this on another turn. I think keeping 1 Don up here is good, because if he plays a 4-drop, then we just counter out. And swinging 7 into Nami is always good. Just because of how their deck works. Hopefully he knows Thriller Bark first trigger. And he will get to play the Hog back. Okay, he does get a Hog back, sure. Epic. In that case, we definitely need the Don, so that we don't take 2 damage. First life trigger, always rough, and he had another one in hand to trash with Girl. Pretty unfortunate is what it is. Unfortunately, this guy's Onko actually not live right now. And that is a shit play. I could give up a 1k here, and then we deny the draw for a turn, which is kind of cool. We give up the... Establishing my own stuff is probably better, though. I'm not that worried about these cards. And I would kind of like to play this Nami later on to try and find a 7-cost Zoro. This will be good as well. So we'll do this. Choose one. Buff leader. Resolve. I will give him the draw. I will give him the draw. Like, we could give up the Laboon. Maybe it's correct too. What are we doing next turn? We can swing. We're just going to swing into this Hog back. Just get rid of it. We'll be taking a hit next turn. Probably only one. I'm actually going to go 0-0, and then I'm going to give a Laboon. I changed my mind. But I'd rather give that than the Nami or the Nami either. Anyway, excuse me. Then we'll play Sanji, restand 2. Do we want to swing? I think I want to swing 7 with his Hog back just to try and get rid of it. Because he doesn't have a target in the trash for it right now. He can toss like a Perona and then summon that with the Hogbacks on KO, but because there's no Perona in here, and Hogback cannot summon Hogback, that's fine. So he is going to trash a Perona, bring the Perona out. We got a 1k out of him, effectively. I guess I'd have got more out of him if I'd have swung life, so maybe that would have been better. But I was kind of gambling on him not having the Perona, to be honest. It's what it is. They sometimes have it. We may be taking 2 damage here. Maybe I should have just swung 6. There's the Nami. Yeah, this is going to be a rough turn for us here. This is going to be a rough turn. Yeesh. We're going to have to give up one of these searches. We counter the 5. We counter the 5. 0-0. Give up. This is worse. Yeah, we've already got a Nami. That is definitely worse. 5 and then what, 8? Sure. Well, I guess we'll do this on this. I thought this would be a 6, but I guess it doesn't really matter. And we also dodged the draw on this turn because he already drew off the 5-drop. Luna is brilliant. We will want that later. So I think this turn we're going Luffy, Usopp. We'll swing this guy in. How much do we need to take out this board? We don't have a Zoro for next turn. But Luffy Usopp gives us such good defense. There's no way we're doing anything but that. Last on is always going here. I might swing the 6 into the baby 5 and then the 7 into the Nami. Because if his Perona is not in the trash, he can't Moria stack Moria play a Perona. And this 7 at life might actually go through. Could just ignore board completely. We're going to have 3 Don. Which is, I think taking out one thing would be good. Let's try and take out the baby 5. See if he lets us. Okay, he doesn't. Now, do I want to swing into the baby 5 or do we want to deal a damage, basically? We're going to have 3 Don after our play. If he goes Moria next turn, it will be 6, 5, 5, 6. So we would lose a 1k. If I take out one of these dudes and he plays Moria, we get out of everything. I think taking out the baby 5 is good here. Because we sort of pseudo-starve him in this way as well, and we have the double attack for next turn. And then we'll go Usopp, and then we'll end the turn. Sanji restands 1, Usopp restands 2. And we're building our wall of, like, cancer. I'm going to assume there's no Raging Tiger in this Heavy Thriller Bark build. They could be playing 1. If he draws it, he draws it. He's only had 1 draw off leader effect so far this turn. This game. So we'll see. I'm liking this board setup, though. This board setup is going well for us. We just need to, like, not get Raging Tigered. If he doesn't Moria, he can apply more pressure. But I'm not too upset going down to 1, because if he doesn't Moria, Luna's pretty crazy next turn. If he plays, like, a Robin or something, we could maybe Nami Luna. That could be a cool play. Or even Brook Luna. No, we can't Brook Luna because we have 9 Don. We can Nami Luna. 5. So if this is more, it's just 5-6. Sorry, 6-6. Can't you do 5-7? But then you would never Don your leader, which is throwing. Let's just do 1 Don. We've still got 2. We can still Charleston if we want. If this is Robin, then it is 6-7. Which is a little bit scarier. Okay, he is playing Zeus. Takes a life to blow up Usopp. Do you have another Zeus? I mean, I don't love to see that. I will be honest, I don't love seeing that. 11 to 7. Yeah, I think if he swings 7, I actually take it. Which feels weird, but because we have the Luna, 5. He actually put the Don from Young Girl on here. This is at 7. He swings 13 to Sanji. He will kind of just get it. He will just get it. I think we do this, and if he swings like a massive swing into this Sanji, then yeah, you get it. Needs to put at least 3 Don on, so he's not doing anything else with his Dons. If he does opt for this play. No, I'm not giving you it, but we'll give the 1k. We'll give the Nami search. Is it better than the Brook? The Brook's really important for dealing with Whitebeard. Is this important? Maybe this isn't important. Because we don't need to Luna, because he's tapped everything. He can have like 1 Zoro or something upright. Yeah, I think this Nami is less important than this 1-drop Nami. I think I want to try and find something else, either a Luffy, a Sanji, something like that. Okay, Perona's pretty rough. He does not have a Don in his leader, though. We get a Laboon. Not really what I was looking for. Let's go with Nami, see what we get. Sanji's the best thing there, for sure. We can take Sanji or Sanji. I'm going to take Sanji because I want something to do this turn. And we'll play this. 1, 2. I want to swing 7 at least with leader. We will get 2 Dons back. These are going to be frozen, so we should be alright with just 2 Dons. We'll have a Charleston, like worst case. And a 2k now. Let's go 7 here. Takes that. Just a searcher. It's a good card, but not too devastating. Borsalino. It's a pretty good one. We'll go 7. Because he can't even trash a brick, right? He has to give us 2 actual cards. A 2k and a 1k. If he wants to stay at 1. Which I would imagine he would. Nope, goes down to 0. Fair enough. And then we'll Luna his ass. End the turn. Down 1, he's down 1. He's 8 in hand. We know he's a Borsalino. He can probably double heal. If he's double Bors, I'm going to regret getting rid of this Nami, but that's not how my games into Nami have been going. My games into Nami have been Whitebeard's really annoying. I need a Brook. And this one is not going like that. This one he's at 0. He cannot Whitebeard. He dies. Pretty much. Actually, he might not. It's the joke of it, but it's probably not safe to Whitebeard. If you invest really heavy in taking out Sanji, I'm not that worried. It's going to defend this. I don't want Charleston. We've got another Luffy. We've got a Sanji. There's the boss. We knew we needed to heal. We couldn't do like a Raging Tiger play. We needed to heal. 1 on here. Double boss. Of course. I mean, we may as well just do that. You're just wasting my time. Double Bourse. Now I regret not keeping the 4-drop Nami. Right, but we weren't to know. We weren't to know. What do we do now? Do we brook? Brooking is very all in. We have double Charleston. We shouldn't die. Gets all his dudes back, though. If I had a Zoro here, this would be the perfect turn for a Zoro. We're going to get 2 Dons back from Sanji, which is good. We can tap a Bourse. And if we keep the Brook, maybe we can do a restand play next turn. I'm going to just assume and hope that he doesn't play Raging Tiger at this point. So I think we have to play the Brook. Tap a Bourse. Then we go with the double attack first, obviously. How much do I want to invest? One has to go here. I probably want to keep a lot of Dons open, because he's a lot of attackers. So I don't actually think we invest more than just a 7. The problem is these bosses kind of aren't going anywhere. It does give us You'll Be the Servant. And then a hog back. Let's swing 6 into the boss, try and clear it. Wouldn't think he would save this. It's like always a chance, I guess, but... No, he just lets it go. Seems good. 7 to 7. I imagine he'll take this one. Yeah, it does. Then, do we ever go 7 to Perona? Clearing a Perona doesn't do that much for us. Means he has 1 less swing, but we have 5 Don and we have Charleston, so he shouldn't be able to kill us. We can take fairly aggressively. Getting 1 more card out of his hand would be solid. Getting rid of Perona. I'm just going to go lead. Gives us a Nami, sure. We've got 5 Dom, we've got double Charleston, we've got a Laboon, which is fine, he's there. It's a close game. If we had another Luna there, I'm pretty sure we just win. We'd have frozen his entire board. Maybe I could have saved it last turn. Maybe we could have just not used it and saved it for this turn. But there's no guarantee he attacks with everything, I think, if we use it last turn. We always just do 1 Don here. Now it's 7. I think we take this one. Because he's invested a Don as well, so there's no Whitebeard coming. We know he can't kill us because we have all these fucking Charlestons. I'm going to take this one. Oh, that's a brilliant draw. That is a really, really good draw. That's incredible. If he just, as long as he doesn't kill us, which I'm like 99% sure he can't, that's just incredible. And we've got the restand play with the Brook next turn. He can heal twice still, just. Yeah, it's not going to go through. Give 1 Don there. Here's the Moria, sure. We don't have a Perona in trash, do we? No, there are no Peronas in your trash. There's a hog back there. And then Don Leader. Yeah, cool. Okay, so we go with the Nami. Tap down this Bourse. This wants to swing for about 9, I think. So then that will get 3 cards, and then we can restand it, and it will get 2 more. And if he does all that, then he can't counter the 7. He'll have 1k. So he can't counter like an 8. 4, 5, 6, 7. It's not quite guaranteed. We do kind of need this to go through. Can we go more than 9? How many 2Ks has he given us? 3. 3's not bad. Go 10. If we go 11. 11's pretty solid. If we go 11, it's basically guaranteed to go through. So I think we go 11, because we can do 11, 11 with the Brook effect. If he has a Perona and uses leader effect immediately. Yeah, he didn't have a Perona. There was a Perona. Wrong way around. So yeah, we burned through the holdback and the Perona. He can't trigger either of them. There's no more Peronas in the trash because they're all fucking on the board. He takes this and then we just restand and he takes it again. He can go 7, 9, 11, 12. He can counter out, but he can't counter out of the reswing of the 11. Or we could even do it differently. We'd like go 7, 7, 7, something like that. I think there's a few different ways we could have done that. But either way, we just about got there versus not. Thriller Bark edition. Yeah, he does play Whitebeards, but they can't search them because the search event doesn't find Whitebeard. Finds 2 to 8. We're going first into Ace. This should be a pretty tricky one. We kind of need to see Laboon. And I keep forgetting to take this damn VV out of my deck. When I made the deck, I forgot to change this, and I just keep forgetting. Triple Searches is nice, but no Laboon. We've not actually got plays. I'm going to mulligan. Okay, we have Sanji. We still don't have Laboon. This is a better hand. But we are still missing a Laboon. And unfortunately, I cannot take him because he's not a Straw Hat Crew. Sad. We can only take Brook, in fact. Brook is good for later. But, yeah, not ideal. Now, if my guy drops double searches, we will probably swing 8. If he plays just one searcher, I'll just swing 6, because he's going to take it anyway. There's a Garp. Yeah, and he has got Favoured Curve, and we've not found Laboon, which Laboon is really good. Because if we play Sanji on 5, which we're going to, and then he Jozu's it on 6, that's pretty sad, right? That's not good. Who would have thought? But if you have Laboon, I can save the Sanji, which is nice. Especially with the Searcher as well, because it's a nice target to rest for Laboon's cost. Does unfortunately find Jozu, which is not great. Okay, double Searchers though. Then I'm swinging 8. Finds a Marco for next turn, that's good. Unless we top deck Laboon, we don't. I'm definitely swinging 8. I don't mind taking the damage. But we deal the damage and he doesn't get a lead. Or we get 2 cards. Either way, it's really good. If I just swing 6 there, he 100% defends. But because we're swinging 8, it's actually kind of awkward for him. We're going to have 2 Don open at the end of next turn. So I'm not too worried. We should be able to defend out of his plays pretty easily. And he loses a card draw, which every card draw that you can make them lose is really beneficial. So you know what Ace is like. You know what Ace is like. We don't have a 2k. Choose 0, resolve. Another Sanji. Not what I was looking for. Laboon would have been tasty. But unfortunately, we have 54,000 Sanjis. That Sanji's nice for later. But, yeah, it is what it is. We'll swing for 6. There's no point swinging for 7 because he has leader effect. He will 100% defend this. There's no world in which he doesn't. And then next turn, he's going to get to Jozu, which is not good. Yeah, he gives us the Garp. Cool. We'll pass it over, restand 1. We've got 2 Don to defend out of these swings, so we can't deal any damage. But he gets to remove our Sanji, which is just... We're not in a great spot, and he gets to pick a card back up as well. If we'd seen the Laboon, different story. We get to save our Sanji, which is just so impactful. But on this odd curve, if they get the Jozu, we just have very little board going into their Whitebeard turn. Which is when it starts getting really scary. There's the Jozu, incredible work. We'll picked up Izo. Thought we might pick up Garp, but I guess it doesn't really matter. Bounce the Sanji. Yep, waste my time. Thanks, man. Cool. So we cannot double Sanji. Unfortunately, you need 8 Don to double Sanji. We can Luffy and like play nothing off it, but it's kind of all we have. Next turn, he's going to play Whitebeard. He can take life. If he does take life, we're going to need a shitload of counter. Would this swing? Maybe. It can swing for 6. It'd be 8, 7, 8 at minimum. Ah, that's tough, man. I want to swing 8 here, but I just don't think we can afford to. What if we commit to using a Charleston? We could commit to using a Charleston to get rid of a counter with a Sanji. Then that lets me swing 8, which either clears the Marco, so it's one thing off the board, or it deals another damage and he loses a draw. And even if it clears the Marco, he loses a draw. He can give us 2 cards, of course. I'll take that. I will take that. And next turn, we're going to need to establish as much as we can, which is probably double Sanjis. It's really unfortunate this Luffy doesn't let you play the Sanji after it. Because we could have had an incredible turn this turn. We do clear the Marco, sure. Well, it's something. It ain't much, but it's something. But this is where it's going to start getting really, really tricky. Because this Whitebeard's going to come out. Here's Whitebeard. There's the Whitebeard. Draw 2. Trash 1. There's so many cards. Yeah, that card's not great. Can't actually stun the Luffy, which is kind of funny. Doesn't buff leader, which is very beneficial for us. I think you probably should have buffed leader. Let's get out that one for free, and then we'll take the 9. Yep. What does this do? Rest A3? No. We have a shitload of counter. Ooh, does that change anything? That might change something. Can't have any Don restand on the board, though. Ah, it's tough. It's tough. Because we have no Don restand. So we have to... If we play this, only have 1 Don. Nah, it's not enough. It's not enough. This is the next turn's play. If ever I saw one. I think this turn we're going Sanji. Can we go Sanji Luffy, actually? We go Sanji for 5. We get 2 back. We can go... Yeah, we can go Sanji Luffy. That might be the angle. Yeah, that might be the angle. So how many Don will we have left? We'll have 3 from the Sanji, 2 from the Luffy. So we'll have 4 Don remaining. Sanji resends 1. I probably want max Don. One of them's got to go on lead. Probably not swinging very big. Yeah, I think I'm just swinging 6 with lead. If he blocks, then I might swing 8 DA. Yeah, it gives Sneezo. Seems good. Then we'll go Sanji. We stand 2. Oh, piss. I couldn't put the 1 on first. I was using all of them. Fuck. I guess we're going Sanji. I guess this works out with exactly the same amount of Don back, right? This guy just doesn't have double attack. But he will get more value next turn. I think Sanji Luffy would have been better. That's my mistake. But this is still fine. This is fine. So long as we counter the leader swing and the Jozu swing, we're fine to take the Whitebeard swing. Because we've just so many Charlestons. It's crazy. It's crazy. And if this is just another Whitebeard, then it's 8-9, which will cost us 1 card total, which is not too bad. It is another Whitebeard. Cool. What card am I giving up, though? It's probably... I need all of these, man. I don't think this Sanji's actually going to be live, right? Sanji or the Brook? The Brook's interesting. I don't think this Sanji's going to be live. Is that true? Maybe I'm not sure. I'm not sure if we can force a DA through, but he has so many cards. It's really hard to use this card. But equally, we have Nami, which is a decent alternative to Brook. I'm going to toss the Sanji, but I'm really unsure on that decision. And then we take this if he wants to swing with it. Yeah. Usopp's not really useful right now. The Zoro is what we need. We just play a Zoro. We buff ourselves to 7, so we have better defense. We'll try and take out this Jozu. We're gonna, after the Zoro, we have 3. One of them obviously has to go on leader. Let's just do this now, I'll make my math easier. We're not restanding anything, so I don't have to care. So we're gonna have 2 currently after Zoro. We get 2 back from Sanji, so that would be 4. With this amount of Charlestons, we can counter pretty much anything. So I think I can afford to swing 8 double attack with this. That should eat the block, and then the Zoro's got a pretty good chance at taking out the Jozu. If this doesn't eat the block, then it's 2 cards, which is great. And if he takes it, then that's they're a little bit crazy, in my opinion. It's a little bit crazy. I guess putting this 1 Don here in exactly the situation where he takes this is wrong. So we could swing 10-10 with a Sanji, but it's not that good. Yeah, it does eat the block. I thought it would. But it gets it out of the way. So now we're going to be swinging 8-7-7. So we definitely want this Jozu gone. Let's swing a 7 at lead. Gives us a king do. Swing another 7 at lead, because he should still counter this. He still has a lot of cards in his hand. Cool. Then we go Zoro. Buff this. Gain rush character. We'll go 9 to Jozu. Maybe this 1 Don was greedy. Maybe this 1 Don was greedy. Leader effect on a distorted future. And a Yamato. Hates Jozu. I think I want this gone. I do really think I want this gone. Gives us double 1s. Does he think he has lethal? He might think he has lethal, but he doesn't know we have 3 Charlestons. We don't have a lot of actual counter, which does scare me a little bit, but we're at 7k, which is really nice. I don't think he has lethal here. I really don't. We have 3 bricks to trash with our 3 Charlestons. The one thing that scares me is I think maybe trashing that Sanji was grief, because it is a 2k. Okay, the Zoro is pretty good as well. That is pretty good, to be fair. 7-7. It's really hard for us to go for lethal with these fucking Whitebeards and him at 8k. I'm going to just give the Usopp here. And see how we go from here. Because he can do all sorts of different swings. And we do have to somewhat fear death still. Okay, so we go 9-7. If I give 1 Don and a Brook... I don't like giving up the Brook. What if we just Charleston this? Chuck away a Sanji. Could he win? He'd have, what? 9, 13, 13. Which we would have 4 Don active. No, I don't think he can win. Not with 2 more Charlestons. I think we go 0, 0. Charleston, buff this. Toss. The Zoro is the only one of these that's that good. I'm just going to toss the Sanji. Then restand 3. Resolve. 9-7. Am I overcommitting on saving this? I might be. If we play the Brook for 6, we can go 8, 8, 8, 10, 10, 8, 8, 8. I might be overcommitting on doing this. This has DA though, which is an option. Oh man, these Whitebeards are so tough, and him going to 8k is just difficult as well, because all our guys are really weak. If he just leaves these 2 Whitebeards up, can we live again without all these Charlestons? Probably not. But if I don't Charleston now and he swings a Whitebeard, I guess if he swings a Whitebeard and at least the Whitebeard's gone, What are these 2 Dons for? I don't know. Do we give him the Brook? I don't think so. Also, why was he swinging into the Sandy? Should we swing into the Luffy? Yeah, he just leaves 3 fucking blockers active. Yeah, I don't think we can win. We still have 2 Charlestons. Maybe we can get there in 1 more turn. Maybe we can get there in 1 more turn. I don't think we can live, though, is the problem. If we play another Zoro, we can have 4 Don active with 2 Charlestons. We can hopefully take out some of this board. Start swinging into the Jozu. Because he is really low on cards, for what it's worth. Gives us a 1k. There's never a world where we can win. There's just too many blockers. Let's go 7 to the Jozu again. We get rid of the Jozu. That's something. I wonder if I should have swung 9 to the Zoro there. But he has double blockers, so it doesn't really matter. Yeah, we have to play this, otherwise we're just cooked. Let's play this over this, buff up the leader. Put the Don on the leader. Then we swing 8 to lead. He blocks. Swing 9 to Zoro. Why would you counter that? You always block that one. Because now we just don't swing this, right? You always block that one. I guess maybe he thinks we could swing more than 9. I guess that's what he's thinking. I think we're probably cooked, to be honest with you. I don't think this is enough counter. But it's the best I had. It's the best I had. He might chicken out as well, you never know. So Usha is obviously beyond useless. We never swing with this Luffy. Let's pass. Stand 2 Dons up with Sanji's. Yeah, we have 8k there. We have... these are effectively 6k each. So we have 8 plus 6, 14. Plus 6, 20. We have 21k counter. But I don't believe that is enough. And it's also awkward to use, right? It's also awkward to use. Our board's fucking sick, by the way. This board is sick. But yeah, he should have countered and blocked, I think, slightly differently there. But I don't think it matters in the grand scheme of things. He has to go for lethal here. He's not going for lethal? Oh, tax beard. Buff to 8. Not the tax, man. Oh, that's bad, actually. That's really bad. Oh, we can't really afford to pay the tax. That just buys him another term. He did take a life. He did take a life. I feel like you go for it there. I feel like you go for it. Maybe I'm wrong on that, though. Maybe I'm wrong. Smacks all the Dons on his leader. 10's a shitty swing. At least it's not another big block beard. He only has 3 now. We just don't have enough cards, right? We don't have enough cards. I mean, if he swings with any of these, it's better for me. So we'll just choose 2 and defend the Sanji. If he swings with this, we just dink it. If he swings these, then it's better for me. Even if he takes out the Zoro and the Sanji, I can't swing with all this stuff anyway. We can still die. Yeah, we can't save this because we can die, right? Yeah, if he does swing, if we save this and he swings these, we die. Do we Charleston it? No. We just let it go. We just let it go. Passes, sure. So he has 3 blockers. We can rest one of them with a Brook. If we rest this can attack twice. But the tax, man. The tax. I think we just get cooked here. Are they playing this now again? This card's toxic. Yeah, it's like I like rest this Nugate for 6 with 4 done remaining. You'd swing what 10 10 8. We can go block, take on the 10s, and we know he can counter an 8. We don't even have the cards to swing 3 times, do we? No. What if I rest this? Now, we just don't have enough dons. If I do some kind of, like, cool Brook play with the Nugates and swing in 12s, we don't have enough dons. If we swing... We can swing with... I can swing with 3 characters because of the tax, man. 10, 10, 10, 10. Goes block, take. There's no win here. There is no win con. No, there is no win con. No, the tax bid's rough. That's rough. I'll just concede. I guess we could get a if he griefs and we get a Sanji blocker. A Sanji 2k off this VV. Maybe I should have just swung a 10. See what he does. But he always blocks, right? He always blocks. Maybe if we swung a 12. Right. He hasn't read it. He hasn't read it. He hasn't read it. 1, 2, 3 on the Zoro. We're going to swing for 12. He doesn't know. Trash 2 cards. Luffy and Brook. Attack leader. 12. Don't block. Don't block. Don't block. Don't block. Don't block. Don't block. Oh, what if I could have VV'd for another Sanji? Ooh, that might have been a win con. That might have been a win con. I missed that. I missed a trick there. If this VV finds us a second Sanji 2k, yeah, I could have given... It cost 1 more, 2 for Sanji, 2 for Sanji. We could have swung 10 with the first Zoro. Let's see if it finds it. It didn't find it anyway, so it didn't matter. No, we needed to find exactly double Sanjis off these 2 searchers. Yeah, GG's. Well played to our opponent. He was not going to grief there. Damn, that tax bid was rough. The fact that the tax bid was off of the I Am White bid event was rough as well. Because it just reduced our swings. I think we could have won. If it wasn't off the event. But because it was off the event... Yeah, Last Life Luna. So if he'd gone for game, he wouldn't have won. Not with Last Life Luna. That was a winnable game, I think. I made a couple mistakes there. He also made a couple mistakes. But yeah, the early game not finding Laboon was big. And I didn't correctly see that out at the end there. Also, probably should have tossed the Brook instead of the Sanji really early. Because then we would have had double Sanji unblockable. And we could have won. Yeah. If I'd had 1 more Sanji unblockable in hand, we spend 5 Don for double Sanji plus the Vivi to find the Sanji. With 5 more Don, 1 of them goes on the Zoro to swing 10, which is guaranteed because he only has 1 card. And then the other 4 swing 13. So that was a winnable game. I didn't value the Sanji 2k enough. I didn't consider the opportunity, the possibility of like double Sanjiing. Fun one though. We're going to Kuzan. This might actually be quite difficult. You know? This might actually be quite tricky. Let's just take second. They generally prefer second. I do like seeing the Usopp. Got a couple searches. Don't particularly need removal protection or Luna in this matchup. Luna could be okay. I think I'll keep this. Have I not changed my list? Fuck, I've still got this shitty VV, man. Let's go with... He's probably just going to jam 8, or he's going to swing 5. Do I want to play the Usopp on 4? I kind of do. Let's try and find something for the following turn. Sanji's good. Yeah, we could take the... I don't really think we need that right now. The unblockable's not very important. Let's just take the 5 drops so we've got something for our 6th on turn. And then I'll play the VV as well. So this can only grab Brook or Luffy. Let's take a Luffy. Definitely don't need 2 Brooks, and then we'll pass. If he has Sengoku, he'll play it. If not, it'll just be a swing of 8. I'll probably just take the swing regardless. Just kind of is what it is. Yeah, certainly an 8 I'll take. No trigger there. He can, unfortunately, E-show us. There's not a lot I can do about that. We're going to swing for 5, and then we'll play out the Usopp. If he does E-show me, I'm probably tossing Charleston and maybe Laboon. He takes that. Let's drop the Usopp, and then we'll pass. Restand 2 Don. Not that it matters. Yeah, he can E-show us. I was never going to counter that 8, even if I'd chosen to not play searches at all. We'd still had to give him a 2k, which didn't have at that point. Swings 9, we'll just take. Again, no trigger on that, but Luna could be good later. Very surprised he had nothing to do. Not a lot I can do about that. So this is... We can't double Sanji, so it's just Luffy this turn. For sure. We'll play the Luffy. Restand 4. This is going to restand 2. How many Don am I going to need? Probably not many. I can't envision myself needing more than, like, 1 Don. So we could swing 7-7, I think, here. There's nothing worth playing out. I doubt he has a removal like a Jozu for this. Yeah, let's just swing 7-7. 7 with Usopp, 7 with Leader. If he has 1 Don, I presume he has a Pheasant Peck. He may well use it. Yeah, and we'll just swing 7 again. I imagine he'll counter this one. I don't see him wanting to go down to 2 already. We do get 2 cards, though. We get Zephyr and Rosie. Cool. Now, you've got to have something this turn. I'm very surprised he had neither a 4 Don play nor a 5 Don play. If he had this Zephyr, I feel like you would just use it to bounce the Usopp, rather than doing nothing, but maybe I'm wrong on that. Tosses Saka, can freeze our Luffy. It's very reasonable. This can gain character rush, but I don't think I want to play this turn. I think I want to go double Sanji's here. Yep, he doesn't swing because we have the Dons. Correct decision. So it's going to cost 3. We'll have 2 Don active at the end. 1, of course, has to go on lead. I think 5-7 is just better. And then we'll have 4 Don active. So we'll go 5 with Usopp. Then we'll play out our Sanji's. Restand 2. Play out the Sanji. Over Vivi. Restand 2. Stick both of these Dons on the Luffy. Swing for 7. Getting a nice amount of pressure here. Double Sanji on 8 is such a broken play. It's so insane. You get 2 7Ks. They both start restanding Dons. We're kind of fragging. I guess I could have gone 6 and played Laboon to play around Raging Tiger. That would have probably been a good play, actually. Well, he returned our guy with Ice Time. It's kind of rude. Yeah, I guess we're just kind of hoping he didn't have Raging Tiger. That's probably a mistake. I should have played the Laboon. We could have also negated that Ice Time trigger as well by tapping the Nami and one of the Sanjis. So, big mistake there, actually. I should have definitely played the Laboon instead of swinging 7 there. Should have just swung 6. Hopefully no Raging Tiger. Yeah, I think a lot of Kuzans are not on Raging Tiger because it's pretty bad into, like, Enel and Sabo. Lucy, excuse me. But it was a thing I just thought, oh, that could have been a thing we should have played around. And I think we should have played around it with the Laboon. Okay, we'd have played around Iska as well, which does get to bot deck our dude. Which is not great. Nothing gets to swing. He can swing 5-9 if he wants to swing all out. Sure. Yeah, I want to 1k this. Probably... Do we need the Nami? I mean, the Nami here... Nami... And go Sanji for 3. We'll have 7 more. Nami Luna doesn't quite work, so we don't get a Don our leader. It needs to be Luffy Nami Luna, not Sanji Nami Luna. So I don't think we want to play the Nami this turn. We could go Sanji, Nami, no Luna. It's not bad. Choose 0, choose 0. I think I'm going to give up a Laboon because I could see both the Nami and the Brook being valuable. And maybe we also want to play a Laboon just to have it. Zoro is another choice. We could go with Zoro and then he gets character rush. So we get to put a bit of pressure on the Kuzan, which is cool. I think I like the Zoro actually. Yeah, I think I like the Zoro more than the Nami. We can go Zoro Laboon. Still have what, 2 Don open. Let's just go 7 lead double attack. This may well eat the block and the 2k. All 2 cards. I don't think he would ever let this go through. That would seem like a throw. And because he put that 1 Don on the Kuzan to get 1 card out of us, he doesn't have any Dons open for his event. We do get block 2k, and Kuzan loses its cost, which doesn't matter at all. Luna is now live on these, actually, which is interesting. I don't think I want to do it. I think I want to Zoro. We can take out the Iska, so that we don't have to deal with that next turn. Or we can attack a Kuzan. I think because we're at 7, I'm not that scared of these guys. I think I'm going to choose to just get rid of the Iska so that we don't have to deal with it next turn. And then we'll go 7 leader, and then 8 leader. I'm not going to play Laboon because if you Raging Tigers like Sanji, Luffy, who cares? Like you're going to lose the game still because we can attack with Zoro and attack with the leader. If he Ice Times, maybe Ice Time could be a decent play, but we still have this Nami as an option. And we have the Brook to rest one thing if he plays a blocker. So we're just going to pass there. We've got 3 Don, good amount of counter. I think we should be fine here. I think we should be good. Without playing out the Laboon. I mean, that's not a good start, Sengoku. He has not got something good to play here. He did counter that last play as well, double 2s. Ice Time and Pheasant Peck. I mean, Ice Time is a good play, if ever I've seen one. That's got to be your play, Ice Time, and then not a lot else. We have a 2k that I'm happy to use, so... am I happy to just use 2 Don here? If he's going to Ice Time... He's got to Ice Time. He's got to Ice Time. He's got to Ice Time. Right? Because even if you put loads of Dons on... Is he not going to Ice Time? Now what do we toss here? Nami or Brook? It's Nami, right? Yeah, it's Nami. The Brook can rest 1 Don. He doesn't have a... But he has a Pheasant Peck. I know he has a Pheasant Peck. Why would you ever do that? That seems really terrible. I feel like... I guess he's trashing the Pheasant Peck. But like, really? I don't know, man. I don't know if that's the play. He has 4 in hand, which he can potentially get out of it. We'll start 7 with Sanji. Because I'm fairly happy to just go with another Zoro. We can give it character rush, try and deal with one of his characters on the board. We've got 3 Don open, we've got a Charleston, we never die. He's used 2 more cards there already. So yeah, we'll just go with another Zoro. If you want character rush, we'll swing 9 into Kuzan. Gets rid of it. Should have swung into the Garp, because it can't be hit by Luna, but whatever. 7... 1 Don. We'll just go 8 into Garp. Cool, it dies. And then we will win the game next turn. Yeah, GG's, man. GG's, well played. He had 2 breaks, so we could have won. We could have won for sure. But I'd rather just play that a little bit more safely, because even if he saves both of those characters, we have enough counter with the Charleston. And we have a crazy on my counter with the Charleston. So, well played to our opponent. Let's move on. So, thank you for watching. Let me know, do you have any suggestions on how you would change this list? I think the one sort of card that's most dubious for me at the minute is this third copy of Nami. I think you could go down to 10 searches, and I would cut the Nami before cutting either Bonnie or Garp. And also, I know you're strong. I do think if Ace is going to be very popular, DMG is better. And DMG can also be better into Nami at times if they're more of a Whitebeard-focused build. But this is really good just as extra Lunas, right? Because that's all this is. This is extra Lunas, and it can be a 3k, which is slightly better than your leader effect. And it's searchable off Nami and Bonnie, which is good, whereas Luna is only searchable off Garp. So all of these searches can find a stun. And I'm not sure between this and DMG, though. I think there is definitely something still to be said for DMG. Another card I've enjoyed in the past is the 4-cost Zoro. It would be nice to have like 1 or 2 more plays early game in this deck. I'd be tempted to maybe cut like 1 Nami for 1 Zoro, because it won't change your consistency in finding something early that much. Just 1 extra guy, I don't know, it could be alright. And this guy just standing up again at the start of the turn, at the end of the turn, is very good. Obviously pretty bad into Nami, but into Enel and into Sabo, or Lucy, excuse me, this can be pretty useful for just early pressure. Either way, I'm pretty pleased with how this deck's doing. Like I say, I did win my first locals with it by OP15, which was pretty cool. Had some fun games, and we actually got 10 players at locals for the first time ever, which to the Americans that are still watching might sound kind of crazy, but yeah, we've been small for a minute, man. We've been small for a minute. Small but friendly. Nothing wrong with that. But yeah, more players is always cool. More players to, you know, test my decks against. Very, very fun. Not knowing exactly what I'm going to play each week. That's the biggest drawback of the small locals, right? You know what you're going to face. If you've got 5 or 6 players at your locals, and you know, right, 2 of them are playing Nami, 1 of them is playing Enel, 2 of them are playing, I don't know, something else. Then you sort of know, okay, well, if I'm not able to beat Nami, then I cannot win locals. So if you want to play a deck that loses to Nami, then you just kind of can't. Anyway, I'm rambling. Regardless, I think OP15 is a really fun format right now. At least I'm enjoying it. Maybe once I played a bit more, we'll get some burnout. I know some other people are burning out of Enel in particular at the minute, and Nami to some extent. But either way, thank you for watching, and hope you have a lovely rest of your day.